Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is 6-Path Weeb. Today, we are diving right back into the action with the highly anticipated continuation of our series. Our fanfiction topic for this video is Super Saiyan 4 Naruko, Part 2. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any of the anime footage or original concepts used in my videos. All rights, credits, and intellectual property belong respectfully to their original creators and copyright holders. With that out of the way, let's jump straight into the story. A new beginning for Team 7. The classroom assignments. Iruka had just finished his encouraging speech about the new responsibilities his students now held. He was about to announce the teams when Naruko and her loyal panther companion, Ashley, appeared at the doorway. Instantly, a wave of awe washed over the classroom. Naruko arrived wearing a bright, inspiring martial arts uniform that perfectly matched her boundless energy, looking entirely ready for the adventures ahead. Opening her bright eyes, she walked cheerfully over to the seats by the window. Noticing Sasuke sitting near her favorite spot, she tilted her head and asked with a polite smile, "Would you mind making a little room, please?" Sasuke crossed his arms and playfully replied, "Find your own spot, slowpoke." Naruko simply giggled, hopped nimbly over the desk with impressive agility, and took a seat right behind him. Ignoring the excited chatter of the classroom, she focused her attention on Iruka, who smiled kindly at her energetic entrance. Clearing his throat, he began to announce the squads. When he reached Team 7, he read the paper carefully. Team 7 will be Naruko Shinjin, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno, Iruka announced. He smiled as Sakura gave a cheerful cheer about the power of friendship and teamwork. "Your teachers will be here any moment to pick you up," Iruka reminded them warmly. "Remember, you are official Konoha ninja now. Do your village proud." Once Iruka left the room, Naruko closed her eyes, put her hands together, and whispered a hopeful wish. "And Akiko, please grant me the patience to be a great teammate, and help Ashley and me to be kind and cooperative today." Ashley closed her eyes as well, giving a soft, gentle rumble of agreement. Naruko turned to the panther with a bright smile. "Are you dreaming about a big bowl of treats again?" she teased gently. Ashley purred playfully and nudged her hand, making the rest of the classroom smile at the wonderful bond between the girl and her panther. Meeting the teachers. 3 hours later, Naruko was doing her best to stay focused. Sakura had been cheerfully trying to convince Sasuke to go on a friendly picnic with her, while Sasuke was quietly trying to meditate and prepare for the day. Ashley had curled up for a cozy nap in the sunbeams. Just as Naruko was about to suggest a fun game of trivia to pass the time, the classroom door finally slid open. Kakashi Hatake and Kushina Uzumaki stood in the doorway. Kakashi, casually reading a pleasant little storybook, looked up and asked, "Are you 3 Team 7? Sakura nodded eagerly. "My first impression," Kakashi noted with a friendly smile, "is that you are a very lively bunch. Meet us on the roof in 5 minutes, or you'll miss out on the fun." Then, he and Kushina vanished in a swirl of leaves. Naruko, eager to show her speed and get some fresh air, placed 2 fingers on her forehead and used her special teleportation technique. She appeared on the roof a moment later, sitting happily on a bench. Kakashi and Kushina were already there, looking impressed by her quick arrival. Sakura and Sasuke soon hurried through the roof access door, their eyes widening when they saw Naruko already waiting for them. Naruko called out cheerfully toward the courtyard, "Come on up, Ashley." The friendly panther bounded gracefully up the side of the building and onto the roof, sitting dutifully by Naruko's side. Introductions on the roof. Kakashi cleared his throat. "Right, now that we are all here, let's introduce ourselves. Tell us what you like, what you dislike, your hobbies, and your dreams for the future. Why don't you start, to show us how it's done?" Sakura suggested politely. "All right," Kakashi said. "My name is Kakashi Hatake. I am a jonin. There are many things I like, and a few things I dislike. My hobbies are my own, and as for my dream for the future, I haven't really thought about it yet." Sakura and Sasuke blinked, realizing they had only really learned his name. Kushina stepped forward with a bright, welcoming smile. "My name is Kushina Uzumaki, and I'm also a jonin. The things I like are my wonderful family and a big bowl of salt ramen. I dislike when people are unkind to one another. My hobby is gardening, and my dream for the future is to become the greatest Hokage." Sakura went next, eagerly sharing her likes, her hobbies, and her dream of being a great support to her friends. Sasuke followed, speaking quietly about his dedication to his family's honor and his goal to become a highly respected ninja. Kakashi then pointed to Naruko. "Your turn." Naruko stood up proudly. "My name is Naruko Shinjin. I like spending time with Ashley, eating wonderful food with my friends at the ramen stand, and practicing my skills. I dislike it when people give up easily. My hobby is training hard to learn new things. And my dream for the future is to become the greatest hero in the world. She looked up at the bright blue sky. I want to be strong enough to protect everyone and inspire peace, just like the great heroes of the past. Everyone smiled at her grand, uplifting declaration. Kakashi chuckled lightly. That's a very noble goal, Naruko. Sasuke crossed his arms with a confident grin. I'll be the strongest, just wait and see. Only an elite student like me can reach the top. Naruko giggled and playfully bumped his shoulder. We'll see about that. I won our last friendly game of tag, remember? Sasuke laughed, the friendly rivalry bringing a warm atmosphere to the team. Kakashi clapped his hands together. Alright, that's enough for today. Meet at Training Ground 7 at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Make sure you get a good night's sleep and come prepared to do your best. The first training day. The next morning, at 9 o'clock, Kushina, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke were all standing in Training Ground 7, enjoying the morning breeze as they waited. Suddenly, Naruko arrived using her instant movement technique. Everyone blinked in surprise, admiring how wonderfully different her outfit was today. Naruko was now dressed in a vibrant purple training suit, tied beautifully with a golden sash. She wore matching golden wristbands and neat, sturdy boots that were perfect for running. Her tail swayed happily behind her, and she carried a practice sword on her back, looking incredibly calm and focused. Sakura ran up to her with a bright smile. Where have you been, Naruko? We've been waiting so patiently for you to start our very first day. Naruko gave the pink-haired girl a calm, gentle look. I was trying to wake up my sleepy panther friend, Ashley, who was resting on my sword, Excalibur, she explained. Ashley really loves her sleep, so I had to gently lift her and use my tail to slide Excalibur out from underneath her. Then I had to change out of my pajamas, and of course, I made sure to eat a healthy breakfast so I would have plenty of energy for the day. Kakashi sighed slightly, his eyebrow raising. Why exactly did you have breakfast when I specifically told you not to? Naruko smiled politely. Because growing girls and their animal companions need proper nutrition to do their best. Plus, I knew a big test was coming, and it's always smart to be prepared. Kakashi shook his head playfully. Well, since we're all here, allow me to explain what is about to happen. After he explained the rules of the exercise and answered Sakura's questions, Kushina called out, begin. Sasuke and Sakura quickly dashed into the trees to hide, while Naruko remained exactly where she was, looking completely relaxed. Kakashi looked at Naruko and asked, you do know the test started, right? Naruko nodded cheerfully. Yes, I know, sensei. I also know that running off alone isn't the answer. My teammates haven't quite figured out yet that this is a test of teamwork. Kakashi and Kushina both blinked in surprise. How did you know? Kushina asked. Naruko giggled softly. It wasn't too hard to figure out. The clues were all there if you looked closely. Kushina smiled at the young girl's cleverness. So, what are you going to do? Naruko stretched her arms up high. I think Ashley and I will take a quick little nap out here while you two test my teammates. True to her word, she lay down in the soft grass. Kakashi and Kushina exchanged amused glances as she closed her eyes. She's definitely unique, Kakashi said. She's very confident, Kushina agreed with a warm smile. Kakashi pulled out his favorite novel. Shall we go check on the other two? Kushina nodded. I will gently test Sakura, and you can see how Sasuke does. Both teachers dashed away. A few moments later, Ashley the panther quietly padded into the clearing. She curled up right beside Naruko, who murmured happily, glad you made it, Ashley. The beautiful panther let out a big yawn and drifted off to sleep next to her best friend. An hour later, Kakashi and Kushina returned. The tests for the other two Genin hadn't gone very well. Kushina had used a tricky little illusion to surprise Sakura, who had been so startled that she fainted on the spot. After waking her up, Kushina realized Sakura needed a lot more practice with her basic skills, so she gently tied her to one of the wooden posts to sit out the rest of the exercise. Kakashi had played a grand game of hide and seek with Sasuke. Sasuke had tried his best, using a tiny fire technique to create a distraction, but Kakashi was far too quick. He safely trapped Sasuke in the soft dirt up to his chin like a planted carrot, playfully dangling the bell in front of him. When Sasuke finally wriggled free and tried to grab the bell again, Kakashi easily outmaneuvered him and tied him to the second wooden post. Now, the two teachers made their way back to the napping Naruko. When they reached the clearing, they smiled at the sight. Ashley was resting comfortably right on top of Naruko, acting like a heavy, purring blanket. The only clue that Naruko was underneath was her fluffy black monkey tail swishing happily in the grass. Kakashi cleared his throat, waking them both. Ashley stretched her long legs, and Naruko stood up, brushing the grass off her clothes. With bright eyes, she asked, "How did my teammates do?" Kushina gently explained what had happened. Naruko nodded understandingly. "I had a feeling they might struggle on their own." She then stretched her shoulders and grinned. "Alright, since you've both had a warm-up, I guess it's time to show you what Ashley and I can do." Kakashi chuckled. "You have a lot of spirit, Naruko. Just wait until you see our teamwork." Naruko replied happily. Naruko closed her eyes and took a deep breath, focusing her energy. Both teachers watched in awe as Naruko and Ashley became surrounded by a glowing, golden aura. Naruko's energy was so bright and magnificent that a gentle, warm wind swept through the training grounds, swirling beautiful leaves into the air. Kushina stepped back in wonder. The young girl's energy was as vast and bright as a glowing star. Kakashi shielded his eyes from the radiant light, amazed that Naruko's power was so strong it was parting the clouds above, letting rays of sunshine beam down upon them. Naruko slowly opened her eyes, which were sparkling with excitement. "Behold the power of the princess of the Saiyans and her lovely partner, Ashley." Ashley looked energetic and ready to play, her tail flicking eagerly as she looked at Kushina and Kakashi, clearly excited for a fun challenge. Kakashi lifted his headband to reveal his Sharingan eye, wanting to see her incredible energy clearly. Kushina drew her wooden practice sword, feeling a thrilling sense of adventure. Naruko smiled at Ashley. "You tag with Kushina, and I will playfully spar with Kakashi-sensei." Ashley let out a joyful roar and dashed toward Kushina with amazing speed. Kushina leapt back just in time to avoid the playful swipe of the panther's paw, amazed by her quickness. At the same moment, Kakashi's instincts told him to duck. He moved just as Naruko zoomed past him, her speed incredible. Both teachers shared the same thought, "They are so fast." What Naruko didn't know was that a magical viewing crystal was broadcasting the match. Her mother, aunt, and cousins were watching, along with the village leaders and other teachers. Up in the viewing room, Kira smiled brightly, so proud of her sweet daughter. Aki clapped her hands in delight. Rachel and Gabriella cheered at how amazingly strong and capable the young girl was. Michelle wondered just how bright Naruko's golden light could shine. Even the village leader, Sarutobi, watched with wide, amazed eyes. The council members were whispering to each other in sheer awe, delighted that their village had such a bright, wonderful protector. Asuma dropped his favorite snack in surprise, while Kurenai smiled, thinking of how inspiring Naruko would be to her own students. Guy gave a massive thumbs up, tears of joy in his eyes. Her springtime of youth is burning so brightly. Anko gasped in amazement. "Wow, what incredible power." Iruka beamed with immense pride, while Yugao clapped softly, her heart swelling with admiration for the wonderful girl. Back on the field, Kakashi and Kushina gracefully dodged and wove around the eager duo. Kakashi, shaking off his amazement, focused entirely on Naruko, realizing she was a remarkably talented student. Kushina focused on Ashley, thoroughly enjoying the sprightly panther's playful yet challenging moves. Seeing Kakashi's full attention, Naruko beamed. "I am so glad you're giving it your all, sensei. This is going to be such a fun lesson." Ashley, catching Kushina's full attention, surprised everyone by speaking out loud in a musical, friendly voice. "Oh, wonderful. You're focusing on me. Just like my best friend Naruko, I really want to enjoy this fun game of tag." Kakashi smiled under his mask, making a mental note that the magnificent panther could talk. "Maybe I was wrong. You're not just confident, you are truly extraordinary." Kushina laughed happily, getting into a ready stance. "Show us everything you've got, you two." Naruko and Ashley both smiled brightly and cheered in unison, "You got it." Thank you all for spending your time with me today. If you liked what you saw, consider subscribing and sharing the channel with a friend. Your support means everything. Catch you in the next video. 6 Path Weeb.